welcome back to our show. And today we have a very special episode because we have a very informative topic and serious and informative topic, di ba, Jan?
Yes, very much. So I think our viewers should stay with us until the end, so they will learn from it. And you, I think this is more exciting because it will help us, especially we are in the business together, bench, and I think our guest today will help us able to give us some pointers, ideas. So how are we going to come up with our business and management, because he is an expert in ecosystem.
Yes.
That's why you introduce our special guest now,
Mhm.
Bench.
Yes, Jan. And it's an honor and privilege because he graced our show. Okay, our guest for today is career counseling at the Women United Nations Development Program, or UNDP, former international master trainer at World Bank. He also worked at Ministry of National Economy, Palestine. He's also former director at Jaipuria Institute of Management Indore, former senior professor and chairman of MICA, EDC at Mudra Institute of Communications, former international consultant at UNOPS, former professor at Goa Institute of Management, and former associate professor at Mudra Institute of Communications. Mga kaganap, please welcome Mr. Gautam Raj Jain.
Wow, that's much to our guest. Hi, Welcome to the Philippines.
And invite.
Uh-huh. Welcome to the
Please,
Philippines.
please greet our viewers.
Uh-huh.
My pleasure. All right. Hello. Hello,
Hello,
Philippines.
Philippines.
I
Yes.
hope everybody is fine in this difficult time. Everybody in the globe are affected first time together. And we are proving as a team, cooperating with each other to provide protection, safety, irrespective of who comes from which country. So this COVID-19 has brought the whole globe together as a village, and I hope your life is going on with pleasure at home. This is the unexpected time that you are spending with your family, which never happened in one's life. I hope you are enjoying your life with family members, and I hope there are no quarrels much among the spouses. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So we begin with our question.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, first question. I think I have the first question. Gautam, my first question is what are the process of innovation? Yeah.
Yeah, I think innovation is a term which is very confused. Innovation is something that is ready for market success. No, innovation is something that does not exist in the market, and you have to create the market. So I have divided the innovation into three parts. The first part is you create the demand where the supply exists. Okay. Now there is a demand. For example, SMS. Supply is there, but the demand is not there. So how do you create the demand for SMS? Now when SMS started, it was just known as a text messages being sent by one person to another person. Today SMS has expanded as a security tool, as a tool for banking operation, even defense operation. So that is how you create a demand for the existing product which have not been fully exploited in the marketplace. Now the second part is to create the supply where demand exists. Now there are many discomfort in life. We wanted to make a phone call, say 15 years ago or 10 years ago, it will cost country. Today, these facilities it was in a demand, but it was never satisfied. People were unhappy uh, with the price, the quality of telecommunication, and therefore there was a demand, but nobody has noticed it. When it was noticed, today we can talk to each other, we can see each other's faces, and communicate without spending a single penny. So you have created the demand, you have created the supply for the demand. Now the third dimension is a breakthrough where the demand and supply both do not exist. For example, internet. Nobody wanted internet, but internet has been created and people recognized the use of internet and they started buying internet. Similarly, mobile phone. 25 years ago, if you ask somebody if they wanted a mobile phone, they would say no. So there was no demand and there was no supply. But somebody has created uh, uh, a mobile phone. Somebody has created X-ray, which was never demanded. But then suddenly we find X-ray. It has expanded even in a supermarket where it is being used not only for medical purpose, for multiple purposes. So this is all that comes to innovation. Innovation normally comes from inventions, the number of inventions that are created, generated. Okay, invention can be a product or can be application of the same product into another market segment. For example, SMS. It was only text messages to communicate with each other. It has become a security tool today to verify. Okay, so that is the another market segment that has been explored, and therefore it is also inventing a new market segment is also a part of innovation. So there are two things: you invent a product and also invent a new market. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So the next question is, what are the fundamental reasons for not very encouraging results of the investment in the current structure of ecosystems?
Could you please repeat the question, the first part? Deficiency of the current ecosystem?
Yeah, the fundamental reasons.
Need for innovation, support to innovation has been widely felt. And a ecosystem that has been invented in US is called incubation. You incubate an invention until it enters into the marketplace successfully. Now, last 10 years or 1 decade or less than 1 decade, almost every country has established incubation center, irrespective whether the people who are going to run it understand it. Because when USA has got 1,000 or 3,000 incubation center, India has also got 5,000 incubation center, and Philippines has also got a number of incubation center. And if you look at it, they are not operating optimally. The reason is that they are all facility driven, because we copied the idea. We have created rooms for business operations. We have provided them mentors who are going to mentor the startup, but they are not building the competencies and capabilities to be successful with their invention in a marketplace and sustain. So you are incubating a baby. The baby goes out on the road, is still not strong enough to survive on its own. And because they have not built the competencies, they have only facilitated him or her to start operating the business. Okay, and they most of the inventions that take place in a science and technology laboratory without knowing the market, because the need for invention comes from the human aspirations, what people aspire in their life. They want comfort, they want to create their image, they want people to know them the way they want them to know them. So there are human aspirations which are not being touched, but a number of inventions that have been created. When you look at in one of my slides, that 99.9% of the ideas that are generated, only one idea hit the market. 99.9% of the patents that are registered, on one on the 99.9% of the patents that are registered, they fail. Out of 1.5 million invention, only 3,000 patents go to the market and stay in the market. Why it is happening? One reason is that the ecosystem is not able to connect the inventor with the people, to go and spend time and understand the people's aspirations. If I'm traveling by flight and the inventor just observe me, what kind of a discomfort I have, what kind of new facilities I want in the flight. If I'm traveling by a bus, he would come and observe me. Now, this is something is required to be done, which has not been done. We just create the product and find that this product will go to the market, but it doesn't get accepted, it gets rejected. It is because it did not take into people's cultural barriers, behavioral barrier, because people easily do not accept a new product. There are many cultural reasons that these people think that this product may not be good enough, it is not good for health, it's not good for our religious symbol, and therefore those products are rejected. So this is one of these are the reasons for the deficiency of the current ecosystem countrywide. Reason is that we are not getting the kind of return that we expect on the investment into the incubation center ecosystem. And therefore, I proposed a competency-based ecosystem where the inventor is taken through a whole process of learning so that he or she is able to translate the idea into prototype by going to the people, doing research, doing market study, doing consumer study, and try to come and develop a concept that this is the kind of a concept that people have in their mind, and how do I deliver through services or product. Okay, this capacity is never developed, so it comes with an idea and start working on the idea, and idea result into prototype that doesn't get accepted in the market either because of the price, or it is too cumbersome to use that particular product. Ordinary people cannot use it. Okay, they need education, and therefore the product failed in the market. There could be only one single reason and 100 accepted factors, still the product can get rejected. So it's a very, very important matter that they are assisted to be able to create market-driven ideas and prototype, which is not present in the current ecosystem. Okay, these are the deficiencies that I have just shared with you.
Next question. Gautam, I know there's a lot of systematic efforts on how to have a good ecosystem. So my question is, sometimes the innovation, the assessment of innovation go wrong. So what is the reason?
Yeah. Yes, assessment of innovation always go wrong because we always assess the parameters of invention or innovation in terms of its market success. In today's context, would it go to the market? Will it hit the market? Who has the time to look at TV? TV, when it was invented, New York Times came up with a headline that TV as an invention would be a failure in the marketplace because nobody has time to glue their eyes on the screen. But in no time, TV became a feature in every household. Okay, so there are mindset. The people look at the ideas, great ideas, but they look at no, people don't want it. But it is not that people want it and therefore you create it. You want people You have to work on how people would want those ideas. How are you going to change their behavior to adopt the new products? But no investment is done on this. So investment is done on the facilities, on the mentorship, giving them finances, subsidies, loan, and some cash flow. But that is not going to help the invention to succeed. What is required is that how do I create a market for the product that I have in my mind. People don't want it. How do I have them want it? When mobile phone was created, how mobile phone everybody wanted it because it was freely distributed for use by the people in certain countries for a period of 2 to 3 months, and they wanted to take it back. People say, no, we don't want to give you back. It is a very useful tool. And this is how they make people to learn to use this product and make it feel that yes, this product is very, very useful, and therefore we need mobile phone. So you create a need in a consumer. There's unconsciously he's aware of that he needed a mobile phone, but he could not see his need into the shape of a mobile phone. Right? Now, when you presented him, he used it, he said, yeah, this is what I wanted. We never thought of internet. We never thought of video conferencing. But then moment we saw it, we used it, and now we felt, yeah, this is what I wanted it. So this is where the investment is required, how to create a market. And most incubation centers are looking at most of the innovation that it does not have market. No consumer want to buy it. Who will buy it? At what price? At this price, they are not able to buy it. Okay, and they reject it. So large number of potential ideas, successful ideas have high potentials are rejected. Okay, even X-ray had faced the same problem. What is the use of X-ray? All right, and over a period of time, you realize that X-ray can be used every day. It can become a tool in a supermarket. So people are stuck with their mindset and mentorship. The mentors are also carry the same old mindset that what will go to the market, what people want. They are not still looking at that we can make people want it by changing their habit, they're changing their lifestyle, helping them to come over their cultural barrier, and those investments are not made, and therefore a potential invention, a potential innovation fail in the market.
So our next question, how do I call you, maestro? Masters? So what are the process and competence in a successful innovation? What are the process and competence in a successful innovation?
Okay. Now, innovator is, when we look at innovator, he's just starting from his journey from one point. He still doesn't know how to explore many unknown areas during his journey. But when we look at an innovator coming to an incubator to find a place for himself or herself, he's expected to know everything. They ask him, what is the market demand? How are you going to sell it? What are the market channels? What is your business plan? What kind of return you expect? Okay. Now, so therefore, they assume that an inventor or innovator knows everything to succeed in the market, but that is not the reality. He has an idea. He has a technical capabilities to convert his idea into a product prototype. He has a technical capacity to convert this idea into a service, but he doesn't know how to commercialize, how to connect this with the market, how to create the new market for his product. He has no idea about it. He doesn't know how to capture the market share, how this product has to be modified as he goes from one city to another city or from one country to another country, how this product has to be modified and changed. And we can see a mobile phone has been transformed completely from the first model of the mobile phone, and today's mobile phone, it is not a mobile phone at all. It's a communication device. Everything is there. It's almost like a computer. Okay, the kind of capabilities that have been created is over a period of time they capture the market share. They have modified their product depending upon the different culture. The product that is successful in India is not successful in Middle East or may not be successful in the Philippines, and therefore they modified the product as per the requirement of Philippines or requirement of Middle East. So they have no idea about how to capture the market share. The last important dimensions that they do not know or they should have is to how to manage the business, how to organize the business, how to manage people, what is the organizational leadership, what will be the value of their organizational system, how their system will continue to innovate and respond to the market. If they get stuck once, they will be closed. Today they are successful, tomorrow they can be closed. If they don't create an organization system like 3M or Facebook or Google, then this inventor are going to fail in 4 to 5 years' time, despite having a very good product, because they do not know how to run the organization, how to manage people, how to manage the supply chain. Okay, and that also require innovation. It cannot be done in a routine bureaucratic processes that exist today or existed before in a management subject. Okay, it has to change. Google is managed very differently from the traditional classical management theories, right? Facebook is being managed very differently. So how they have evolved their management practices themselves. They did not copy the management practices of existing organization. Okay, so these are the four characteristics or four capabilities or four qualities of innovator need to be developed and they must possess is that they are able to create a market driven invention and convert into commercialization process through research, through continuous testing of the product with the consumer and finding out where he or she has a difficulty in using this product, what is their concept, what is coming in their way, how they are thinking when they present a communication material to them, how they react to it. They have to study. Even one has to study in a supermarket, the customer when they enter, whether they go to right side or left side, they go straight, or they climb up the staircase, or they go to the elevator. All these things have to be observed because you have to make sense to the people who is living and he himself doesn't know what can make his life better. But he knows what he needs, but what he would get to satisfy his needs, he doesn't know. So the first capability that I say is he should be able to create breakthrough ideas, crazy ideas, and people should be able to respect those ideas, even if they sound very impossible, they sound very crazy. That this is something will not work in the market. Let that person work and make it happen because he is full of inspiration, motivation to do something. But we ask him questions that he doesn't know. The second part is entrepreneurship. Is creating a market. There's no market for innovative products. So he should know how to create a market. We should not ask him to go back because there's no market. Okay? He should know how to create a market for his or her product. And the third quality, as I mentioned, is the strategy, how to capture the market share. And that has to be done very, very fast because otherwise other competitors will copy his product ideas and they will capture the market because they have more finances, they have more capabilities. So he has to learn to find out how to capture the market share as soon as possible and how to modify the product continuously so that they are always ahead of what consumer wants. They respond it before they express it. So the continuous contact with the customers and consumers to find out where their product and services are lacking and improving upon it continuously. And we witness all of this happening in almost every product that we buy. We bought a year ago, today we buy it, it gives you many other new benefits because it is going continuous changes to sustain the market share. to capture the market share. And last one is the leadership in organizational management. What kind of leadership they are going to create to manage their team, manage their suppliers, manage their customers, manage their infrastructure or facilities. These are the basic qualities that the innovator needs and that need to be developed through incubation system.
Okay. So I think we learned a lot.
Yes,
We
actually,
learned a lot from Master Gautam.
maestro. Yes,
Yeah, my Master Gautam. So it's very important that we know first the supply and demand, right?
man.
So before we come up with an idea of the business, we make sure that we can able to afford to the sustainable um, the the demands of the market.
Yeah.
Am I right, Master?
So
Yes.
yeah, we have to check. We have to check the. It depends on the like on the situation, and then one last thing, Maestro. I have a question. What is the role of like young generations when it comes to the innovations?
Innovation.
Yeah.
Roll up.
What is the role of young generations when it comes to the innovation?
Innovator.
Yeah.
I mentioned about it. There is a measurement that exists in Southeast Asian countries about youth aspiration, and you will be surprised to see that large number of youth do not want jobs in corporate or in government. Many of them, at least 35%, or 20% to 35% of the population of the youth aspire to be innovator. They want to become an entrepreneur. They are working themselves on their own ideas and operating from home instead of accepting a job, because they know that once they have accepted the job, they will spend the whole life uninteresting, and therefore I would suggest that young generation need to be encouraged and motivated, not at the college level or university level, but right from the basic educational level, where the creativity should be part of their studies, part of their activities, because we don't have a supply of inventors and innovators. They just become accidentally or incidentally. Why? Because very few people think about going and becoming innovator, because they never had any idea until they passed their school. They had no aspiration to become innovator and inventor. Younger generation, I think younger generation has now the role to enter into the space of innovation at much early age, much younger age, because there's a mindset that has been given to them that you can become innovator when you have crossed 30 years of age or 40 years of age, or you have some experience. No, these people can start inventing even from the age of 12 years, 15 years, 16 years. Invention has no bar, no barrier. The only barrier is that they cannot translate themselves into a business reality because of the legal issues. They are not allowed to operate the business until they become 18 years old. But I've seen number of younger people at the age of 12, 13 inventing the medicine for cancer, 3D printer, supercomputer, that has been done by young boys and girls. And if they get an encouraging and motivating environment, they would start inventing much earlier than we expect them. And they would be able to hit the market much faster, because it becomes their passion. It becomes their life goal. It becomes a motivational force them to continue to live, to work on it. At later stage, they are constrained by many social and legal and economical constraints, and therefore they sacrifice working on any innovative ideas. So my suggestion is that we should uh, provide them the exposure to invention and innovation ecosystem at much younger age, right from stage standard one. I have introduced entrepreneurship in Uganda from standard one, in a very innovative way, that they start exploring their interest of finding a solution to their problems in the neighborhood. Okay, then to the city as a student. Okay, then they start understanding, oh, I can solve a problem. Even if I'm 8 years old, I can solve a problem with a 25 years old engineer could not solve it, but I, at 8 years old boy, could solve it. And once the boys and girls understand their capabilities in creative thinking at much younger age, they would become inventor and innovator very fast. I think that is what our system is lacking today. We are keeping them away from the life reality, asking them to focus on studies and don't focus on other matters. And that is where we have created a lot of barrier to creative thinking, lot of barrier to inventive thinking or innovative thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much and informative.
Informative, and we're so happy that you honor you grace our show, Ganap TV.
Yes.
We're so privileged to have you in Ganap TV.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you so much, Maestro.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Jan, grabe no, in a very short period of time, like 30 minutes, we learned a lot from our guest, from Maestro Gautam from India, right?
Yes. It's so important like sa atin ngayon na especially on the situation that we are going through, I think we have to learn, especially those who are putting up their own businesses, those young people, how important their creativity and how important the innovation at this point of time that they have to come up with ideas and how they're going to sell them and able to capture the market, whatever product, whatever ideas that they have. So, kailangan talaga sa panahon ngayon, kailangan kang innovative ka. Kasi
Yes.
otherwise, alam mo, natutuwa ako kasi what I have learned from him is yung supply and demand. Tama nga
Yes.
naman, di
Yan,
ba?
yan supposed to be ang sasabihin
Wala
ko
ka
sa'yo.
namang-
Kasi as a young entrepreneur, parang ano 'di ba? Parang you have to learn the market, kung ano ba talaga yung in demand. And kasi 'di ba, parang para maiwasan natin na malugi or talaga bang kailangan yung product na to sa lugar
Sa
natin,
market.
sa market natin, 'di ba?
O, kailangan mo muna first, syempre, alamin mo yung market mo, di ba? Ano ba talagang gusto mo i-capture na market? Is it you want the masa, you want the upper market? Ano ba ang mas makakarami? Ano ba ang demands ano ba ang kailangan ng market at this point of time, di ba? Dapat lahat yan pinag-aaralan bago ka mag-put up ng isang business eh.
Parang
Diba,
feasibility
just
study, feasibility
Oo.
study muna, no?
Yeah, so katulad ngayon, 'di ba, Bench, magkakaroon ka ng sarili mong brand, 'di ba?
Yes,
Yung
and
iyong
syempre,
beer.
syempre
I'm sure.
natutunan ko rin sa master ko, si Mr. John Quarnes.
'Di ba? Kasi
Diba?
importante talagang importante na alam mo kung ano yung ginagawa mo at saka masaya ka doon sa ginagawa mo, 'di ba? Importante 'yon eh. So it's not just about dahil ito yung demands ng market, hindi ka papasok sa isang bagay na kailangan yung gusto mo eh, 'di ba? Kailangan mahal mo rin yung ginagawa mo.
Oo.
Yeah.
Malaking factor 'yon.
Oo.
And siguro mga kaganap, marami tayong natutunan and of course sa Ganap TV, continuous naman kami sa pagbibigay sa inyo ng mga informative na learnings and yung mga guests natin. Syempre, di ba, kakaiba yung mga guests natin. Imagine, si Master from India.
Level up na tayo, di ba? World Bank. My
World
gosh.
Bank.
Pang World Bank na tayo.
And
Diba?
syempre dyan, thank you sa ating kaibigan si Miss Angela sa pag-connect sa ating kay
Angela
Gautam.
Moore. Yeah.
Yes.
She
And
was the one who referred us to
magiging
our guest.
guest din natin siya soon. Oo.
Mhm.
Diba? So
Yan.
maraming
So,
salamat mga kaganap. And lagi
yes.
na kami susubaybayan sa aming araw-araw na episode.
Yes. Kaya huwag niyong kalimutan mag-subscribe at i-like ang aming FB page ng
Yes.
Ganap TV online at saka yung aming YouTube channel. Yan.
And
Huwag niyong
Instagram as well.
kalimutan.
So meron na rin kami Instagram. So lahat
Yes,
ng
ang aming
social
mga
media, huwag niyo
yes,
kalimutan.
personal social account, 'di ba? John Guarnes and Bench Bello. Ayan. So maraming salamat
Maraming
for staying with
salamat.
us.
Catch 'em all.